Okay, so this whole video is going to be really TMI, so here's your chance to exit the video if that's not a bit of you. But welcome to my Coil Success Story. I have had my coil now for is it only 3 months? Well, it's slightly over 3 months, but that is like the mark of when all the symptoms stop, and I gotta say it's pretty good. I don't know where to start. I will start off with showing you this. I don't know if you're squeamish about like ultrasounds, or if seeing ultrasounds triggers you, but I'm about to show you an ultrasound. That is my coil. Now, I have this because coil, well, I guess if you clicked on the video, you know what a coil is, right? It's like a little T-shape thing that gets put inside of you, sits in your womb. I have the copper coil because I'm an anti-hormone girl, and it basically just makes sperm hate my body, so that it can't survive and I can't get pregnant. So that's what it does. And then, so it sits in your womb, and then obviously beneath your womb is, well, there's like your cervix. So there's your womb, your cervix, your vagina. So the coil's in the womb, and then through the cervix, there's like some little strings. So after each period, we go in and try and feel the strings to check that it's still there and it's still in the right place. Because sometimes if you bleed a lot, the coil can come out, and obviously you don't want to be having unprotected sex if there's no coil, or if it's moved or something. So basically, I couldn't feel my strings, so I got an ultrasound to check my coil was still there, and luckily it is. So happy. Now, I was booked on to get a coil years and years and years ago, and then I didn't because I started realising, well, I had pain, but I had cysts on my ovaries, which like every single woman in the whole freaking world does. Whether it's like whatever kind of cysts, whether it's like PCOS or like me who just gets like blood cysts every month. But whilst I've been investigated, they said no coil in case there's something else going on. And I didn't really think about it again. Like I just went off hormones and used condoms and I was fine. And it wasn't until I got into like my current relationship, and obviously, he's like the sexiest thing in the whole world. And for some crazy reason, he's wanting me a lot too. So, yeah, so I was using condoms, and I just started to feel like, this is also why like women need to talk more. Like, we have vaginas. Like, we can't see in there. Like, we need to talk about our experiences. I just thought I was like, horrible or weird or something was wrong with me, and I was like an unfit partner and stuff like that. But like, that's nothing what like my boyfriends taught me, by the way. I think that's like PTSD from previous relationships about like if you can't perform in a certain way, then you're not good enough. So yeah, nothing to do with my current partner thinking anything like that. But yeah, so I started to think, so basically, when I was having sex more regularly, I was using condoms more regularly, obviously. And I was just using like GURRRLLL things, which is latex. And, you know, I never thought there was anything wrong with that. Like that's what, you know, throughout, like even friends, like throughout the shows and stuff we've watched growing up, that's what they talk about is condoms, and they're fine. No one ever talks about bad things of condoms, like women use condoms, like buy condoms and stuff, like it's fine. I talk like to use them to protect ourselves from like STIs and stuff. And obviously I was anti-hormone, so that's pretty much my only option in my head, because I've heard horror stories about coils before, and even like my cousin had a horrible experience with a coil, and I was like, it's actually funny because she's not blood related to me, but I was like, oh gosh, if she had that experience, then I'm gonna have that experience because like we've got the same genetics. And then she was like, Jasmine, like you don't. And I was like, oh. But yeah, I didn't really know anyone that had a good experience with Coil. But anyway, so I was using condoms, and you know, I'd be so like into the moment, like so like turned on and horny, and you know, loving everything that, you know, me and my partner were doing. And it's just like suddenly it would just then get dry and hurt, and I was like, I don't know why I'm dry, like I'm so into this, like I don't want it to stop, but now it's like hurting. Like mentally I was all like there, but then she just started to dry up, and then obviously it started to cause pain, and then it would hurt them like for quite a while afterwards, like quite a few days. So in my head I just thought I was getting thrush, and I was like, this is so embarrassing, this is happening all the time. And bearing in mind I got my coil like 3 months ago, and me and Danny have been together like 2 years. So, you know, this was going on for quite a while, this like, and even like identity crisis of being like, what's wrong with my body? Like, why can't I just enjoy this? Like, do you know what I mean? Like as a woman as well, like now we're liberated enough to just enjoy sex, and my body's not letting me. And then I Googled things. So I think in one of my previous videos, I said that I was Googling it, and it was because a lot of lubes use sugar in the ingredients, like normal lubes. And I was like, well, that's fucking crazy. Like, obviously that's gonna irritate us. So I started only getting water-based lube. And that helped it a lot. But then still, when we were sort of having more of a, you know, going out like rabbit session, like I'd have the same pain and think I had thrush and everything like that, and it would take like a couple of days to heal. So it was just so embarrassing and annoying, and I didn't understand what my body was doing, and you know, it was a real, like a lot deeper than like just pain, you know, like mentally. And yeah, so that was like reality of my life. I didn't really think there was another option. I just thought, you know, I don't know. But oh my gosh, she's an actual godsend angel. But then I made this friend, and the first time we like hung out just as like us two, she told me, she was like, oh, I just had like my coil fitted again yesterday. And she'd had like one since she was a teenager, and then like had a 5-year or 10-year top up, like changed the coil. And I was asking her about it, and I was like, is that not like awful? And she was like, no, Jasmine, it's the best thing I've ever done. That was actually quite a good impression, I feel like, of her. But yeah, anyway, so she said it was like the best thing, and I was like, well, why did you go on to it? I use condoms. And she was like, I'm allergic to latex. And I was like, wait, tell me about it. Like, what happened? And a similar thing, like she would dry up to the point where the condom would snap, because her body was just like rejecting the latex. And I was like, I think that's what's happened to me. Like, I think there's hope now. Like I got like a new lease of life. Like we were just like on the tube, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I don't think there's something wrong with me. I think that if I just get the coil, like I'll be okay. And she has a copper coil too. So I was like, oh my gosh, like this could be amazing. And it is, thankfully. And she was on at me for like weeks, months to get it. And so I booked in my appointment, I got it. Having it fitted was like, I cried and I passed out, but I also got the STI blood thingies done, just in case I had like HIV or something else, or chlamydia, because I'd never been tested for them before. So, you know, I used to, you know, if I was more active, I would regularly test with like the swabs, but they only test for gonorrhea, I think, and something else. But yeah, so I never had certain tests that you need blood drawn for, and that is my biggest phobia. So I think that's why I cried and passed out. I did feel, you know, like women and stuff were lovely with me. It didn't hurt. It just felt a bit, like I get really anxious when I feel pain, especially like period cramps. Like you could feel like my body, like in that area, was starting to like get a bit like frustrated and annoyed, because obviously like things were going on there, because they have to like measure you. I didn't like the fact that they have to put their fingers in you to check what tilt of your cervix is like. That felt odd, and they didn't, I think it was mainly the people that I had, they didn't tell me when they were going to do it. I was just like, oh, fingers, okay. I didn't mind it when there was instruments, but yeah, the fingers was just a bit weird for me. I think that made me a bit, but then there was this lovely lady that was standing here, she was holding my hand and she was talking to me and it was lovely. But yeah, so I was getting like period cramping pain, or like the start of it. So I started to get really anxious because when I first come on my period, I need to like be in the toilet, I need medication ASAP, I need to quickly get a hot water boil and lay in bed to combat these symptoms before they like explode. So I think that's all was happening, is that like I started cramping and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna come on my period, I need this to be at home, basically. But they were all so lovely and, you know, looked after me, and then it was in. And then I bled then, and they were so lovely, like I bled on the bench and everything, and they were just like, I'll clear it up, and I was like, no, you can't. But yeah, so that was all perfect and lovely. And then I had heavier periods after, so you can't use tampons straight after. But I prefer pads anyway, so that was fine. The only issue was just like certain work outfits, it's like easy to put a tampon in, and not having that option, I was like, gosh, I need to like rewash these trousers or rewash this. And I use just reusable sanitary towels, so like I had to keep washing them more often than I would because I was bleeding for a lot longer. So my periods were so light to begin with, like before the coil. They were like, lasted like 3 days, and then I could pretty much just wear underwear, like without a pad on or anything, after that. And I would only get pain for like 2 days, like in the beginning. Now, I think my first period I had after my coil was really painful, but now I know what that sensation is. I don't think it's been that painful since, and now I'm like, oh, like this is the cramp. Like I'm just used to that style of pain more, I guess now, so I don't get as anxious or worried about it, and it doesn't hurt as much. But yeah, my periods just last about just shy of 2 weeks now, and that's like for the full thing to stop, like the bloody discharge and everything afterwards. So like I'll take it, like that's not bad. You know, the pain isn't too bad. I'm not super heavy where I'm like bleeding through things, but I'm a lot heavier than I was. Like I have to like normally, like if I was having a lazy day at home, I would just wear like 1 pad all day, whereas now I have to probably change like 2 or 3. But yeah, like I never bleed through during the night or anything, and it sort of just returned back to normal pretty quickly already. Just sort of like, I don't really bleed I don't bleed when I'm in the bath, like I don't really bleed at night. And that was sort of how my cycle was before, like how my body just did the menstrual cycle. Like I just didn't really bleed like constantly, it would just be different parts. But yeah, so I haven't used condoms or lube since, and it has been a game changer sexually. Like that, oh, like God bless my friend, because like I say, like it was a big mental toll as well. Like I really thought there was something wrong with me, but it wasn't. It was just, whether it's an actual allergy to latex or just like my body doesn't like it, but you know, never going back. And there were so many coil like horror stories, like I was trying to research before I had mine fitted, but like no, it's fine. And even like I couldn't feel my strings and I was panicking, just got an ultrasound and it's still there and it's fine. And then she said, if I can't feel my strings still like within 6 months, then get another ultrasound, just check it's still all right in place. But otherwise, like, you're good to go. So really no issues at all. Like feel so happy with it and everything, and it lasts 5 years. And I just go back, get it taken out, and then as soon as it gets taken out, put it back in again. I put another one in, not back in. But yeah, that's my whole coil story. So that's all my info I have, and it's a nice success story. So you have me and my friend who have success stories. So that's 2 people, and hopefully if you're thinking about getting a coil, you have a success story as well. But if no one's told you lately, I'm so proud of you. I love you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Oh, I haven't drunk any of my tea.